Hello guys, so welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Star Flames. Now guys, if you're new or returning and you haven't subscribed as yet, go ahead, subscribe. What are you waiting for? While you're at it, turn on your notification bell, give this video a big thumbs up and help your girl out. Now guys, in this video, we're gonna talk about hypocrite Kim Cakes calling for the release of the Menendez brothers. In case you're not aware, Eric and Lyle Menendez. They are currently serving life sentences for the 1989 murder of their parents, Jose and Kitty Menendez. Now, if you guys remember, I did a video about this. I think it was 2 Sundays ago, wherein Kim visited the correctional facility that the Menendez brothers are at. They're currently there and they're working on a project. Kim visited them after they called out Ryan Murphy for a documentary that Kim friend Ryan Murphy had released. The documentary basically gave the impression that the Menendez brothers are monsters. Nothing happened to them. They're just cold-blooded killers who took out their parents for no absolute reason. And Eric and Lyle came out blasting Ryan Murphy for doing that. They're saying that they have been abused. They know their trauma. They know what they experienced from the hands of their parents. So it's not as though their actions stem out of nothing. They did not just get up and decide, we're going to do this for absolutely no reason. They have been traumatized. They have been abused. Think about all the abuse that you can, physically, emotionally, sexually, all the abuse they have received from their parents, and they retaliated in such manner. Now, they are also saying that, while what they did is not right, Ryan Murphy gave a really sick and twisted version of their story. We saw Kim following the release of that Ryan Murphy documentary. Kim visited the correctional facility to speak with Eric and Lyle. Don't know what happened to that discussion. I don't think we're going to hear about it. I honestly believe that Kim went out there to negotiate something on Ryan Murphy's behalf. But if Eric and Lyle, I would take this whatever deal Kim is giving them, and when they get out, if and when they get out, and if they don't even get out, I would take legal actions against Ryan Murphy, because when kids are being abused, it should never ever be frowned upon. It should never be ignored. No one should twist anyone's story. They have their story. They were living that nightmare, and it was definitely wrong for Ryan Murphy to portray something other than what those boys experienced. Not saying that their retaliation is right, but just saying we cannot ignore people's emotion. We cannot ignore the fact that these children should have never ever experienced such atrocities. But let's go into this report. And also, Kim, the streets are calling for you to reveal. Yes, you need to reveal, according to TikTok and the various social media platforms. How is it that you're laundering money through the Hillsong Church and the other church that you and your mom co-founded? The internet believes that you and your family did not build this empire overnight. We know that we know sex sells. Common sense, sex sells. Your sex tape did really well. You got an amazing deal. But people believe that you're heavily involved in money laundering, and they're asking for answers. But are we going to get that response from Kim? No. Is she going to tell us her involvement with Diddy? No. And as I've said to you guys, I honestly believe that Kim was in this sex trafficking ring. I do believe that there was some amount of blackmail used against her. We know she's a hoe outside of that, right? And I'm not making up stuff, and I'm not trying to excuse her actions. But based on what we were told, if you saw Lottie Lux told us long before the Sean Diddy Combs case that Kim and Hailey Bieber was being sex trafficked, heavily sex trafficked. And we were like, girl, these are just hoes. They're not being sex trafficked. And no, I'm just laughing at it because at the time, when Lottie Lux said that, we were pounding on that girl saying, no, Kim is just a hoe. No one is sex trafficking Kim. No one has to sex traffic Kim. But I honestly believe that Shanti Combs has something against that family that he can use to damage their image and reputation. And as such, I believe they were in cahoots with money laundering, allegedly. That's what I believe. And Kim was caught up in some amount of sex trafficking. But let's get into this report coming from Miss Kimmy Cakes after her friend Ryan Murphy damaged the Menendez brothers' image with that documentary. The report is saying while the Menendez family took issue with their portrayal in the series, so they're saying that, let me go from the top. I missed out a little bit, right? No, they're saying the Menendez brothers case has attracted renewed public interest, partly due to Ryan Murphy's Netflix series Monsters, the Lyle and Eric Menendez story. While the Menendez family took issue with their portrayal in the series, several episodes insinuated that the brothers acted in self-defense. So they're saying that while they have some issues with how their story was portrayed, in the series, several episodes also suggested that the brothers acted in self-defense, but they're still blasting Ryan Murphy. Now, as previously reported on Monsters and critics, Murphy hits back at the brothers for their criticism and added that Eric and Lyle should thank him for the renewed interest in their case. Shut up, Ryan Murphy. Shut the heck up. Shut up. Jesus. Now, Kardashian is now speaking out on their behalf and has called for their release after new evidence came to light. Now, in a personal essay published by NBC News, Kim Kardashian questioned the fairness of their trials and argued that the brothers deserves a chance at freedom nearly 35 years after their conviction. I honestly believe that it's a time, it's no deserving of them to be free. I do definitely believe in rehabilitation. That's something that I strongly believe in. But let's continue, shall we? Now, Kardashian, who visited the Menendez brothers in California prison in September 2024, wrote that the two men are not the monsters they have been portrayed as. Shut up, Kim. Shut up. Shut up. No, she describes them as kind, intelligent, and honest individuals who have shown exemplary behavior in prison, earning degrees and mentoring fellow inmates. According to Kardashian, at least 24 family members, including the brothers, relatives, support their release. In her essay, Kim Kardashian emphasized that the Menendez brothers' actions, while not excusable, were deeply influenced by the abuse they suffered. She stated, and I quote, "We should not deny who they are today in their 50s," and quote, pointing out how their exemplary prison records and growth over the years reflect their rehabilitation. Kardashian argued that the brothers were unfairly portrayed as greedy rich kids, but their story is much more complex, rooted in years of trauma and survival. End of that. So, I definitely believe what Kim is saying at this point. And also, in the same sense, I'm going to say, having even a 5-hour discussion with someone doesn't really tell if they're nice individuals. We have, different personalities, each and every single one of us. And sometimes the version of us that we put out there is based on the individual. So I do understand that with Kim going to them to have a discussion, of course, they're going to definitely put the best version of themselves out there. But I also believe that people who experience such horrible atrocities and then penalized in the manner that they were, I do believe that they're going to suffer from long psychological challenges based on how they were treated for their actions. Again, I'm not saying that the actions that they had taken was necessarily correct. But I also know that when an individual is being abused and they have to resort to such behavior, and when they're being thrown behind bars, without the necessary help and guidance, it's not something that they can easily turn away from and just say that, you know what, we're better human beings. I know that they're going to feel that a lot of the times, but they're going to have to live each day going back and revisiting the horrible memories of what happened to them and how society treated them after we did not do what was needed to ensure their safety or protected them. Because based on my understanding, many people knew what those boys were experiencing and they looked the other way. I believe that I even watched a documentary about this many, many years ago, and that documentary did not portray any sort of abuse that they had perceived. So these things can be challenging for anyone who has experienced them to work through. But guys, I have to say that, Kim is a hypocrite. She is involved in a lot of shady business deals and stuff. But in this case, I definitely agree with her. I mean, 36 years is quite a time for you to adjust and look into everything that you've done. And I honestly believe that justice still hasn't been served. However, it is time for them to be free. That's what I believe. But I want to hear from you guys. It's your time to chime in. What are your thoughts on the Menendez brothers actually, and Kim saying that she believes that it is time for them to be free? I want to hear from you guys. While you're at it, give this video a big thumbs up, share if you care, and I know you do. Stay safe, stay blessed, and see you guys later. Bye, guys.